No, you worked down in Florida with Eddie Graham, and a lot of people that we talk to say Eddie Graham was one of the greatest minds in the business. What are your impressions of Eddie Graham when you worked for him?
Yeah, he had a good mind, that's for sure. But as far as I think he was a real soul. It's all the guys that depend who did you talk to.
Just different, like Dusty obviously loved him.
Who?
Dusty Rhodes.
Oh,
yeah, of course he was a booker.
Yeah.
But a lot of the guys that worked
He
through
made Dusty.
Right.
He made Dusty, Jack Briscoe, and all those guys.
Right.
But he was, like I said, he was good mind from wrestling, but he had his way that today wouldn't work at all.
What was that? What was
because he's stiff as hell. He won't make the wrestling real
snug.
Yeah, snub, and like he was thinking that if you were snug in the ring, the people will believe more, which is I think is complete bullshit. Because the people, when you grab a hold of a wrestler, they don't know if you hold him stiff or not. They don't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they work much better because and I worked a few times with Eddie Graham. And for the guys up there from Florida, he said, "Oh, he was a great worker." I don't think he was a great worker. He was stiff as hell.
Right.
He was limited on his move. He do the different thing there, but to me, it was he was the worst payoff in the wrestling business. I don't know if anybody told you that.
Right. What was his payoffs usually?
Oh, it was the shits. It was horrible. One time we used to fly to Puerto Rico. You wrestle there, and they give you $50.
Wow.
And the house was like maybe $10,000, $15,000. One time I worked in West Palm Beach, a main event with Jack Briscoe. Main event was about $8,000 house. He gave me $100, $125.
Wow.
This guy was a rip-off. That's the way he is. He was Eddie Graham.
When you went down to Puerto Rico, that was for Carlos Colon's company, WWC?
No. That was Eddie Graham was. Oh, okay. Eddie Graham it was booked from the Florida office.
Okay. It was before that.
Welch and Louis Tillett was the booker at that time.
Okay. It was way before Victor Jovica took over with Carlos.
Yeah, before that.
Okay. And then after Florida, you did wind up in WWWF at some point. And
in 1971, I came into WWF.
And they teamed you up with Carl Gotch, I believe.
Teamed me up with Carl Gotch, and Carl Gotch was a tough son of a gun. As far as take care of himself or shoot wrestling.
Right.
It was the best on his day, and it put me with him. We working, but at the same time, which I didn't know that. Matter of fact, in Philadelphia, after we got he gave us the title. The tag team title in Madison Square Garden. We're working against Tarzan Tyler and Luke Graham.
Right.
Got the title from those guys there. And then after that, we go around the territory. And I didn't know something that Carl Gotch had good connection in Japan at the time. And Inoki was starting a new company. And those guys, the guys who was working in Inoki, they flew into Philadelphia, the arena, when they had there that night, they'd make a deal with him to become their booker in Hawaii and in Japan and train their guys. Because in Japan at that time, they were more in the shoot.
Right.
Shoot like this, And that's how he go tell Vince. Now Vince, the old man He's Vince Sr., the old man. Vince Sr. was pissed off because he wants to be the deal with Japan, because he was the big deal at that time, the McMahon.
Yeah.
And Carl Gotch decided, he said, I make the deal, I'm going. Now what happened, I left me by my ass by myself now. Then we dropped the title on TV with King Curtis and Mike Sapuno.
Right.
And then I stayed another month or so, then I went back to Minneapolis.
Let's talk about Minneapolis and the AWA. Verne Gagne, you liked him as a promoter?
Oh, yeah.
Good promoter.
First of all, I like Verne also because he gave me my name, Rene Goulet.
Right.
That's what I get the name,
Okay. Who came up with the finish with the claw?
Me.
Okay. AWA, you also you teamed up with Doug Gilbert and Verne Gagne a lot as well.
Yeah, we had tag match and things like that. I wrestled against Verne in a single match. Also, Billy Robinson. I wrestled me and Reggie Parks a lot of match with Harley Race and Larry Henning when Larry was Larry was young, and so was Harley Race too.
A lot of guys came in that territory that were really young, and I think you had some of the first matches with the Sheik, the Iron Sheik.
Well, yeah, the Iron Sheik. I told him downstairs. I said, Sheik. I said, remember when you had the six-pack, Brony?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. I said, I remember. You didn't want to do a job for me. I said, I can lose. I got the six-packs there. Hey, he's no gimmick, that guy. He's real.
What about Ken Patera, your early memories of Ken?
Ken Patera, I had won the first or second match and we're wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, I wrestled with him. Excuse me. And he was big at the time. Was like 335 pounds.
Wow.
And he was not bad, but then because he was so big, he started being pretty good when he came to New York here in 79.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Me and him lived together up in Parsippany. We were roommates for 6 months, I guess.
Huh.
And he's in great shape then,
Also Jim Brunzell?
Yeah, Jim Brunzell too. Jim Brunzell, Chris Taylor.
I was going to ask you about the Battle Royal story.
Yeah, but you heard about that?
Yeah, what you could tell us.
Well, we had a double ring Battle Royal. The first one they had in the business at the amphitheater in Chicago, and that match was the tape for ABC Sport. You know what that guy's?
I forgot his name. I know who you're talking about.
Sport something. It was one of the biggest.
Worldwide Sports or something.
One of the best the sport program on TV. Anyway, Chris Taylor walks in there. He's a big, huge guy. Two ring battle royals. The thing was that you could send another guys on the other ring and then the other one, but the minute you go outside, you're finished. I remember when I was working in a battle royal too. Billy Robinson, man, he told me over the top rope and give me hip downs, hip lock like this. I didn't even time to touch the rope, man. I almost killed myself.
Huh.
Now the last 2-3 guys stay in the ring. There was Mad Dog Vachon and Chris Taylor.
Huh.
And Mad Dog is a killer. I mean, the other guys was a 350-pound Chris Taylor. And he started to bleed nose. Mad Dog, Mad Dog was the Mad Dog. Bite in, he'd scratch him and everything like that. Finally, that Chris Taylor won the match, but somebody said, shit, they said Mad Dog should have won the match. He came, he couldn't believe it. It just come from the amateur,
Right.
And in fact, I had his first match in the pro match in Chris Taylor, Minneapolis. My picture was on the Sport Illustrated. The second edition of Sport Illustrated, I'm on a big picture of with Chris Taylor on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.